So, what was your childhood like?
That's kind of a lot to, okay, my childhood. It's kind of a lot to fit into one question. Parts of it were amazing. I mean, I just remember thinking, like, just being blown away by certain experiences and the things that I would see. Mostly my environment, I just, like, wanted to soak everything in. At the same time, there was a lot of bad things that would happen. A lot of hurt, a lot of confusion, especially... Are we fitting high school into this as well? No. Well, when I was younger, I mean, there was a lot of conflict with my my parents in the custody situation. That was really hard on my sister and I. But the thing was, I always had my sister. And even my older sister, Jessica, I didn't see her very often, but she was just amazing, so supportive and so caring that I got through it pretty well. I mean, it was hard. And I felt like I myself somehow took a lot on at such a young age, felt like I was responsible for a lot of different things, and that was really hard as well. But I learned a lot at such a young age just about life and about people. So I wouldn't say it wasn't terrible. It was just a lot.
Complex.
Extremely complex. But I mean, yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it.
What was one of your most cherished memories from childhood?
I have quite a bit, actually. I mean, we used to travel a lot when I would visit my mom and my stepdad, so I got to see a lot of things. And just being around my family was really great, just like all of them. There's so many different characters. Like, it's pretty crazy. Sometimes I feel like I live in like a comedy soap opera, if that makes any sense, where it's just like, it's just crazy. It's very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
So but also just like I don't know, I think being with my sisters and interacting with my sisters, they're just, every one of those memories was good, even when Jessica was making fun of me because she did that a lot. But it was just fun. It was really fun. They understood me, and we just kind of fed off of each other, and we were just no care in the world. It's like, those are the great memories, the greatest.
What were some of the strange things that you believed in when you were a kid?
Of course, the tooth fairy. That was interesting. I did believe in God. I thought about God a lot when I was younger, which is super weird because, well, I guess it makes sense because during the summer, if my mom ended up having to work, we would go to a Bible school because she knew a friend. And that was just so cool. I was like, God, that's so crazy. Like, this is just so interesting. And I wouldn't say I was super religious, but I was definitely interested in like why people were chosen to have the opportunity to have life, and I just thought it was really beautiful. Also, like, it's just kind of like depressing, but I held on to this belief like throughout my life, and sometimes I find myself still doing it. I believe that if I was sad, if I cried, if I was crying, if I would smile, that I'd stop crying. Like, I'd trick my mind and I'd be like, okay, I'm good now. Yep. And that was a very strange belief. I think about that now a lot.
Okay. Tell me about an adventure you took as a kid.
As a kid. Well, as a kid, I always wanted to be outside. And I lived in an apartment complex, so there's really not much you can do within that complex. But there was this tree. I have so many adventures, but it just popped into my head. There was this tree on the like grassy side of this hill that led up to some more apartments. Mm-hmm. And it curled so weird that we were able to crawl into it. And we were just like, nobody can see us in here, nobody knows where we are. And so we would go in there and we would bring things, and we would, it was kind of gross, but we would dumpster dive and we'd find like pillows and like just like chairs, and we would put it in there, and we said it was our apartment and that if we ever ran away we'd just live in there. And it was really fun. Like, we just all hung out in there, and it was like, it was awesome. And then it was so tragic because one time, like, we all were going outside, and then we all discovered they cut down the tree, and we're just like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, everyone was so devastated. It's really funny to think about now, but we were just pissed. We were so mad. But that was a very adventurous time. We just all had so many like wild dreams about living in a tree in the apartment complex. So that was one of them.
What was high school like for you? Like, what type of stuff did you do, and kind of who were your friends?
To be honest, high school kind of sucked, but at the same time, it was such a learning experience. I mean, I hung out with the same people that I hung out with in elementary school, junior high, just the same people. It was very hard because during that time was when we grew apart and we weren't friends anymore, and these were my friends for like 10 years already, and then all of a sudden we're just like, okay, this is weird. But at the same time, I actually became really religious in high school, like gung-ho, like love God, and I still believe in God and all, but I was really into it at the time, and I just like was so interested in learning more. And that's when I actually met my best friend Carly, and her family just like, they're such amazing people. They just really took me in. And the thing is with them, you cannot keep anything from them. They suck stuff right out of you, and I was not used to that. I mean, I struggled with a lot of things still, but I mean, I could be like, ha ha ha, like, I'm so happy. And they'd just be like, so what's going on, Amanda? Like, what's wrong? I'm like, what do you mean? But I would tell them, and they were just so accepting and so, like, involved with me, and it was just amazing. I grew so much just hanging out with them. And I'm just like, I am eternally thankful for that experience through high school, because no, I didn't like high school. There was a lot of mean people, a lot of good people, but it was pretty bad. And another thing, during that period of time, my older sister passed away when I was 15, and that was kind of a big turning point for me, because I kind of turned into a hermit, if that's the right word, where I was just like in my little shell. And then that's when Carly and her family came into my life, and just stirred things up a bit. It was amazing.
What were your dreams of the future at that time?
I was very unsure. I kind of, at the time, was thinking more about what other people's dreams were for me. So I was very confused. I was like, I like doing this, but I can't make a career out of it. I don't know if I'm good enough to do that, if I'm smart enough. And it was very conflicting, because I did have people saying that I wasn't, and then I had people saying that I was like strong enough to do whatever I wanted, no matter what it was, no matter how much money I made. I should just do what I'm passionate about. And during that time, actually, my best friend's older sister, Mallory, I think she was going through cosmetology school at the time, or she just started her career, and I was like her guinea pig, and I loved it. She dyed my hair whatever color I wanted, cut it, and then that's really what sparked my passion for cosmetology. And like throughout that period of time and up until now, I realized like that's what I want to do. And so I thought about it a lot during high school. I just wasn't sure if I would be good enough. That was a big dream, just finding out a way to be happy. You know, I just wanted to be happy. Still want that.
What are some of the most influential moments in your life? You can start from childhood up till now. Just do some highlights.
The custody battle with my parents really influenced me a lot. It wasn't a very positive experience, but at the same time, it was a big learning experience for me. I don't really know how to describe it. It stuck with me though, and I value the fact that we pushed through it and it's in the past now. I'd like to leave it in the past, but of course I said it still influences me. My relationship with my sisters was really great, and my younger sister and I have been each other's constants. No matter where we were, at all times we were together. We knew each other better than anyone else did, ever. I feel like we still do, to be honest, and we still have gotten through a lot of things, but I'm just so thankful for that. I don't know what would do without her. I really don't. My older sister, her passing was a huge deal. Like I said before, it's a big turning point. And it really pushed me to change. You know, like I was reserved. I was afraid. I was very scared of just living, you know, just like going through different experiences. And I don't even, just to think of going through that and getting where I am now is just kind of crazy to think about, you know. But it brought my family a lot closer, and it kind of woke me up a little bit, like after I went through my hermit stage where I was like, I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't feel good, you know. I'm just like, I have the opportunity to continue my life and to appreciate it, because yeah, it could just be gone in a matter of seconds, you know. I don't know. And I am actually at her age right now, the age that she passed away, 21, and I'm just like, wow, you know, just like, well, now I get to do the things, I get to share my happy experiences with her. I have the opportunity to do it, to grow, and do the things that she wanted to do, and appreciate life like she did. So that was a huge deal. And then like just meeting my best friend Carly was just amazing. Like she's like the definition of a best friend. She's just amazing, you know. It blows my mind sometimes. I'm just like, you are so cool, I love you. That was great. And just her family, just like meeting people and creating relationships that I have no doubt will last forever, and that will always be true. Those people will always be there for me through anything. That's such a valuable thing to have. Moving up here was a big deal too. I mean, it was super scary. I was very uncomfortable. I still am sometimes. But yeah, like I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do things, like do scary things, and it did cause a lot of growth for me, you know. If I hadn't done things out of my comfort zone, and I've done big things at this point that were uncomfortable for me, including falling in love, so that's another part. If I hadn't done that, I would not have grown half as much as I have now. Not a third. But that was a big deal. And also, getting in the relationship I'm in now with Nolan is pretty crazy. Super crazy. I didn't think it was possible to love someone that much, or to be loved this much. Hey guys, just kidding. And like, that's just been such a positive thing for me. It's like so crazy. It's crazy to think about, and to experience, and to have someone that's gonna grow with me, and like, please try, you know? And just having the opportunity to build a future that I want, and to learn how to just be myself and be totally cool with it, you know? Like, love myself. I wasn't sure if that was possible either for a long time. I mean, it may be weird for people to hear that, but it's true. Like, I just had a really hard time with that. But now I'm just like, you know what? Whatever. It's not something I can hide. It's not something that I should want to hide. And so these were very like defining moments that have made me who I am and have opened me up, because right at this point I feel like it's almost impossible to hide, and I shouldn't have to. It feels good.